I
All
cannot.
right, awesome. So I want to start off with some recognition for those people who have already hit Success Club 5 or above. We have Amanda Salcedo, sorry, Whitney Knight, Brittany Cooley, Jenna Desiderio, Jessica Mayness. I'm so sorry if I butcher your name. You guys need to correct me. Okay. Ashley Hughes, Rachel Simpson, Kyle Devlin, Elena Casapula, Leslie Morgan. So congratulations, you guys. I am really proud of you. And there's a ton of you that are so close. So keep pushing hard. Have, 2 weeks left in the month. So I have full confidence in all of you. Give me 1 second.
It's not for, it's for like making chicken salad and tuna salad. It's not for.
All right, there we go. Okay. So tonight, I wanted to talk about the Super Saturday that we were all just at, or some of us were at. The events, I know I've talked about it before, but the events are so crucial to get to. The motivation you get, the atmosphere, the new information you get, the just connections and networks that you get to build. It's truly an amazing experience. And Nicole and I were talking when we were there, because this was her first one. And, we were just saying, like, we all sit behind the computer screen, right? We know each other, but it's not the same. And this actually makes it real. And so I would encourage you to all plan now for the Super Saturday that is coming up in January. And if you can make it to the Pittsburgh one, please come out. It's going to be another really big, a really big one. I'm not sure who's all going to be there yet, but we'll all be staying in the Omni the night before, and we will all be able to hang together. So plan for it if you can make it out. Last year we had quite a few people travel coming in for it, so we had a blast. I hope you can all make it. That would be amazing. So yeah, and then tomorrow night, I wanted to remind you guys, we have our coach opportunity call or group. So it's an event. If you have anybody that you know that is interested in coaching, invite them. If you have anybody that you don't know that's interested, invite them. You should invite everybody to this. It's a free group. It's a great opportunity to get the word out there. There's no pressure. It's free. It is a 1-hour event that you will be able to, they get the information. It can be a little overwhelming, but it's something that I'm going to keep open so people can go back and review it. So if they're not able to jump on the actual live event, that's okay. They can go back and review all the information. So especially for all of you who are looking to hit goals like Emerald or Diamond, this is the perfect opportunity to invite like crazy to this, get them in that group, and present them this opportunity with, no obligations. Then we have coming up here on the, let me grab my notes, on November 2nd, we are going to be hosting a Halloween detox. So this group is going to be 21 days. It is going to run all the way to Thanksgiving. And the requirement is that they purchase the a challenge pack. So I'm going to push for the 3-day refresh challenge pack because the goal is to get those 3 days completely detox. They'll stay on the Shakeology throughout the month, and then they will have access to the on-demand for 30 days for free. So they'll be able to try out all the workouts. They'll be able to get a taste of what it's like to have the workouts. Of course, if other people that purchase other challenge packs want to be a part of it, that's totally okay. There's the Kickstart, 21-day Kickstart. So, you know, there are other things that they can do, but the goal is for everybody to do the refresh, because I think everybody can use that after all of the Halloween candy that we will most likely consume. So that's going to start on Monday the 2nd. Then we will have the group starting after Christmas, or I'm sorry, after Thanksgiving going to Christmas. And that is going to be more of a holiday survival guide. So keep that in the back of your mind to kind of plan. Right now, we're in our slowest season of the year, if you haven't noticed. But that doesn't mean you cannot reach your goals. So I want you guys to think about it and like kind of overview how your business has been. And if you're not reaching your goals, all it means is you need to up the number of people you're talking to. So, you know, if you usually talk to 2 people a day, you need to go to 10. If you usually talk to 10 people a day, you need to go to 20. It is a numbers game, and it's going to set you up for success come the new year. So everybody you talk to, even if it's a no right now, keep them on your list to contact later, okay? Because what you do now are those seeds will grow in the new year. So think of it that way. Even if you're getting a million no's, that's okay. Keep their name, keep their email, all logged down, because it will lead to your success in a couple months. So try not to get discouraged with all the no's right now. It's the nature of the beast. People are busy right now, but that's why we need to get creative. We need to be sharing simple, easy tips, crock pot recipes. We will be, you know, you can share, hey, we have a 25-minute workout, or, 30-minute workouts. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. So be smart with the way you talk about what you do right now and how you can help people through this crazy season. We don't have to be on this crazy weight loss right now, but we can also maintain. So be the person that is working out, that doesn't give up right now, who's doing the 3 vital behaviors, because you will stand out among all the rest, and people will come to you and want to do business with you and put their trust in you, because they see that during the hardest time, you are succeeding and you are doing this. So post more than ever, invite more than ever, talk to more people than ever, and you will succeed no matter what. Okay, then we have our fall classic. That registration actually started already. It goes until the end of this month. So what this is a 1-month push, basically. So all of November, you have to pick 3 people to be on a team. There's only 1 diamond allowed on each team, but you don't have to have any diamond on your team. But I highly recommend that you all join a fall classic team. This is a really great way to push your business, but also to connect with people that you wouldn't maybe necessarily on a day-to-day basis. So this is a really great chance to build relationships with people that maybe you haven't yet. If you're a brand new coach, get in a group. I promise you, this will be the best time to learn from other coaches and to, once again, network. So I don't care where you are in your Beachbody journey, get on a group. So I would love to see everybody that is an active coach on this team in a fall classic group. And I would even challenge you to maybe reach out to people that you don't know. So, if you've been in Fearless and Fit for a while and you know a bunch of people, ask people that you don't know to be on your team and start new relationships, because you never know, what will come of it. So you have to be registered for that before November in order to participate. So get those teams going, sign up as soon as possible, and we can have a little competition within our team. All right, so as I had mentioned, we are going to talk about Super Saturday. We have, 3 different ones. Is Kelly on the call? I don't know. No, I don't see Kelly. Okay, so we're gonna there's 3 different Super Saturdays that we are going to kind of combine into one and let you know what our biggest takeaways were. Also, if you did not attend, there will be a post on Beachbody, and you'll be able to watch the video that was played for us, giving you all the new information of the programs coming up, which I guess I should mention right now. If you weren't there, you may not know. But watch that video. You will get great tips on there as well. So we have an app coming out. If some of you were in, you might have been in the test group for this. The app will be coming out, and they're revising it right now. We believe it's going to be coming out January 1st, hopefully. That is going to be a game changer because we're going to get off of Facebook now and be able to host challenge groups straight from our phones as an app. So people who don't have Facebook, it's going to be perfect because now anybody who has access to apps will be able to get on it. So that's going to be huge. That's coming down the line. We also have the 22 corpse. Gosh, where is that? What I wrote down. What is it actually called? Making things up now.
22-minute hardcore.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Whit. Okay, so that's a brand new program. We don't know the release date for that yet, but it is 22 minutes that Tony Horton has designed for, it's actually based off of military training camps that he was a part of. So it's really cool, and that's going to be coming to us in the new year. We have Masters Hammer and Chisel that is coming out December 1st. So that one is going to be here sooner than you know. So start talking about it. Start, do one of the workouts and post about it. Talk about, how this new program is going to change your body drastically. This is like the 21-day fix. You have portion control. So you have meal plans, and you have the combination of building muscle and leaning out at the same time. So this program is going to be awesome. And if you haven't done the workout yet, you need to go do it on demand. And once again, make sure you are posting about it, really ramp it up, get people excited, and get email addresses for people who want to do it. So be prepared for when it comes out so that you already have people that you're emailing saying, look, this program's out, let's do this. That is the way you want to go about any new releases, is talk about it, ramp it up beforehand. Let's see, what else? Was there anything else new that I'm missing? Oh, well, if you haven't heard the Shakeology, we are going to be having a coffee flavored or latte flavored Shakeology coming out. That will be coming out, I believe, in January as well. So talk about that too, because I know a lot of people are excited about that new flavor. And I think that's it as far as new things coming up. Did I miss anything, guys, that were there? No?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I was on a Beachbody chat today, and at the end, you know how they usually do the spiel, and they're like, thanks so much. Did you know that you can go here, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then it gave the U.S. Contact information, it gave Canada contact information, and then it gave UK contact information.
Well, there is, we're not going, this is my guess as to why that's showing that. We do sell products in the UK. There's a website for it. I would have to get it for you, but it's not through, it's like a completely different website. And I'm assuming it has its own, everything. And there's no coaches. So the coaching aspect has not been released there yet. I think it's kind of more like just the infomercial type stuff that we have. So which is great, eventually I truly believe the coaching and everything is going to be global. So if you have anybody, especially on Instagram, that is interested in your stuff, from other countries,
Mhm.
make sure you keep in contact with them and you keep their names, their emails, or whatever, because I'm not, like I said, I have no idea when it's going to happen, but I do believe it's going to. So keep in contact with those people, because you never know. You could be setting yourself up for something incredible like the second it goes live. So yeah, there is, like I said, they do sell the programs. I'm not sure if they have Shakeology. I do know they have the workouts. I don't know about the Shakeology piece.
Okay. Anything.
Anything else? No? Okay. All right. So I'm going to hand it over to Kyle first. He and Kelly went to a Super Saturday in, which one did you go to?
High Point in North Carolina.
All right. So he is going to share their biggest takeaways from their speaker. So at Super Saturday, you watch the video, which everybody sees. But then there are guest speakers and sometimes guest, trainers. So Kyle, whatever Kyle learned is completely different than the rest of us. So that's why we want to kind of combine this call and talk about our biggest takeaways. So go ahead, Kyle.
Well, the guest speaker was Christina Richardson. I think she's a 5 or 6 star diamond. I didn't write that part down. But she basically talked about teaching others to be entrepreneurs. Who do you want to become? Finding that that your why, basically, who you want to become, and add earlier on my personal page, is stop comparing yourself to others. Once you do that, once you stop comparing yourself to others, then you'll be successful. She said, when you stop comparing yourself to the best, you can be better than the best. And basically you can redefine the best. Also, to create that mindset, who you want to look like, and then basically she just went over, what's crucial, not just for Beachbody, but for you, is personal development. Personal development is very crucial. A part. Just
Uh-oh. Did we lose Kyle? Kyle, you keep breaking up. You're on mute.
Yeah, I got kicked off. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. You keep cutting out though.
I don't know. I don't have good connection right now. My connection's unstable. Can you hear me though?
Yep.
So you guys are like frozen. So it's my computer. What did you get? Anything?
Yeah, we heard that you. What was the last thing you said? Oh my gosh, now I'm distracted.
Personal development is crucial.
Yes.
Personal development. So that's basically the last thing. The last thing I basically touched upon is personal development is not only good for Beachbody, but good for to feed your soul knowledge. Is to read those books or podcasts or audio books, listen to them in the car or whatnot. Just stop comparing yourself to others and be the best. Be the best you can be.
So was there a certain personal development book that she recommended?
It's the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell.
Okay.
She that's one of the books that she recommended. And GoPro that she handed out. It's frozen again. Can you hear me?
Eric Warren, GoPro. Yes, I
Yeah. Yeah.
highly recommend GoPro. It is an amazing, amazing book. So yeah, it's the 15 Irrefutable Laws of Growth, I believe. And then
Yeah.
Compound Effect, right? Was that one she talked about?
Yeah. And then GoPro.
Yeah. So
She kind of handed those out, GoPro book to, a couple people. The people who basically drove the furthest, and me and Kelly were actually the ones who drove the furthest to the Super Saturday.
oh, awesome.
So
Very cool. All right. So truth to all of that. Personal development is the one thing that if you do not do, your business will eventually stall and you will run out of ideas and most likely stop doing what you're doing, because that is the place where you will get fed. That's where you will grow. That's where you will get ideas. That's where you will learn how to run your business. It's something that took me a couple months to actually commit to. And Kyle and I were talking about that this morning. I'm not a reader. I have never been a reader. I hate reading. Now I actually enjoy reading. However, I don't most of the time read anymore. Ever since I had Ethan, it is like impossible to sit down to read. So I download their audios onto my phone. I have audible.com or Audible. And so I just download and I listen to that stuff, and I listen to podcasts. And that is my personal development. Other than the only thing I sit down to read is my Bible. And that's first thing in the morning when the kids are hopefully still sleeping. And that's my only time I have to actually sit and read. But personal development does not have to be something where, you're like just focused on that. I drive and listen to personal development. I will, the Beachbody podcast, is that what you're talking about? Yes. Priya is saying that the Beachbody podcast is awesome, which totally, it's amazing. So if you don't have that on your phone, get it on your phone, because National Wake Up Call should be one of the things on your personal development list that you listen to every single week. But so I don't make it complicated. I multitask. Sometimes I will do my workouts while listening to my personal development. I will do the dishes. I will fold laundry. I will put my makeup on while listening to personal development. Doesn't have to be complicated. You can fit it in wherever you are, as long as you have it on audio. So it's one of the things you cannot skip, 100%. So if you have never done personal development, I highly recommend starting with the Compound Effect. And from there are a list of other books on our page. So thank you, Kyle. Perfect. All right.
You're welcome.
I'm going to hand it over to, she left. I'm going to hand it over to Steph. All right. So Steph was at the Super Saturday that Nicole and I were at. Brittany was there too, and a couple others. They're not. So Stephanie, I will have you go first with your biggest takeaway.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we had there was like 6 people who spoke, as well as Jeff Hill. But my biggest takeaway was from Katie Ersta. I think you guys probably have all seen her. She was the one that was battling stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and who is now in remission. And she was talking to us about how there were 3 points in her business where she wanted to quit. And I can't remember all 3 of them, but just to go off of what she was talking about, that there are going to be points in this business where you want to quit, but she said that we choose what holds us back and what pushes us forward. And she also referenced that from the Ninja Turtle movie. And I've never seen it, so I can't really tell you anything about it. And she said that anytime that you're in a funk, that you should write 5 things you know to be true about yourself. So if you are struggling, these are the things that you know to be true about you. And it could be like, I know that I am doing good in my workouts because I'm doing them today, and I ate healthy today. Or even if you're like, you look like you like the way that you dress today, like that's true about yourself. So you just have to keep reminding yourself like what you're worth and that you matter to one person out there. And I think that's where I started to struggle with, because being a pregnant mom, and it's just, or a new pregnant person, it's just an overwhelming experience. But you just have to keep reminding yourself that there's one person out there that's looking for you. And if you don't go out to help them, then those people aren't going to get the help that they need. So that was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, and something that, she just had, spoke about was that fact that how Steph is saying, you matter. Like, even if it's just one person that you impact, you matter. And so she kind of referred that to Melanie. If her coach, Nikki, never reached out to her, I mean, think the hundreds of thousands of lives that would have not ever been impacted because Melanie created that ripple effect down through a ton of more coaches, because she has that leadership. So if she hadn't been approached by Nikki, there are hundreds of thousands of people that would have never been touched. And so, maybe today, if you're discouraged, you're thinking like, do I really matter? Like, but even if it's just one person, I mean, that person's life matters. So it is so important to, like Steph said, think of those 5 things. This goes back to your mindset, building that belief in yourself that when you're having days when you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Like, I suck at this. You need to have those 5 things that you go to that you're like, no, I'm a leader. I am confident, because even though you might not be feeling it in that moment, that is just a lie that you're allowing to breed in your mind. And you need to have those 5 truths about yourself that will get you out of that funk. So when you're not feeling a certain way, you can stand in the mirror and say, you know what, like, my brain needs to shut up because I am a leader. I am confident. I am strong. And so you have to have those things to go to, so that in those moments when you're like, oh, this sucks, I want to quit, this is so hard, you're like, no, wait, what am I thinking about? There are lives out there that I can help change, and those will lead to other lives. And so, she also said, she's like, if you haven't thought about quitting yet, you will, because it's true. Like, we're all going to hit a wall where we're like, all right, that is like, this is tough. But one thing that, this isn't from her, but this is from a sermon that I listened to, was that he talked about how frustrations leads to your biggest, I forget how he worded it, but basically, like, your frustrations are going to lead you to your success, because within those frustrations, you're finding new ways to get stuff done. So if you can push past that frustration and look at it as, this is a blessing in disguise, and this is a way for me to create a new way, a better way, because we're all going to fail at some things. We're all going to have, maybe challenge groups that suck. We're all going to have coach groups that suck. We're all going to, screw up in our diets, whatever it is. But if you let that frustration pull you down and stop you, then you're not utilizing that frustration to make you better. And so you can use your frustrations to actually grow. And to me, like, that was huge. because we all have frustrations throughout our day, you know, and it might be out of your control, but there is a different way to look at it so that it can lead to your biggest success. So I just thought that kind of went along with what Katie was saying. You know, we're all going to have those days when, you know, we want to quit or we're seriously considering quitting. But if we have a different perspective, then we will be able to succeed. And something from our leadership that we kind of talked about on Friday was, I forget how the exact quote went, but, you know, we, for some reason, have such a problem with making a couple sacrifices and working really hard for 2 years of our life to create something substantial, yet, and something that's going to give us financial freedom, yet we're okay working for 40 years and staying broke. So it's, you know, why are we not okay with making some sacrifices and working our tail off for a couple of years to get something that you could never get from a job working for somebody else for 40 years and be stuck within this confined place? So think about that whenever you have doubts, like, I know I'm sacrificing right now, but it's going to pay off. All right. Thank you, Steph. New baby mama. All right, Nicole, I'm going to have you go next. So Nicole was a rookie newbie at the Super Saturdays. It was her first one, and she is a brand new coach. So I was so excited that she decided to join us, and it was so nice to meet you in person. So as a new coach, I kind of want to just hear from you how you felt, you know, why you thought it was important that you went and what you took away from it.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay. First off, when I walked in, like, it was such a great atmosphere. Like, I really didn't know what to expect being brand new and everything, every part of Beachbody. But watching the people speak and realizing, like, their success stories, like, they're real people with real struggles and real lives, and seeing that was just, I mean, it was very emotional. It was very motivating. It made me want to go home and just, like, reach out to everyone I know and just, like, work out and, like, push it, like, do everything possible to get going. And one of the things, I can't remember who said it, but they said, be so good that they can't ignore you. And then they talked about never giving up, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many no's you may get, keep pushing and don't stop, don't let the momentum get low, because the more you lose the momentum, the more likely you're going to quit. So just keep pushing and don't give up. And then it was just really exciting to see everyone there, because it felt like a family. Like, everyone wanted to help everyone and everyone wanted to guide everyone. And, like, the girl on the other side of me was just like, hey, are you no coach? I'm a new coach too. I saw you stand up. And, like, we chatted for a few minutes. So it was really nice to see other people there, brand new just like me, and not brand new like, you know, most of you guys. And it's so nice for everyone to reach out and it's friendly. And there was one other thing that they mentioned. They said the secret to your success is showing up every day and dream big and don't be afraid to set big goals. And I think that's important, because sometimes I feel like if you say, okay, I'm going to talk to 2 people, you talk to those 2 people, great, they sign up. But if that's all you talk to, it's going to take you a longer time. But if you reach out more and, you know, you're really involved and you push and you push and you push, then you're going to get more people and you're going to be more successful and you're going to be showing up every day. So those were some of the big takeaways that I had. So.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nicole.
You're welcome.
And yeah, like I remember my first Super Saturday, and it's kind of crazy, because I think, like, we live in this world online where we're like, okay, it's if you're involved. Like, if you're not involved, you don't get it. But if you talk to people, if you reach out to people, like, everybody's really willing, and you're not really sure if that's actually how it is. And it is. So it's really cool to be a part of something that's real life too. And so, you know, we sit here face to face, but when we're in person, truthfully, it's no different. Everybody is just motivating, you know, even in our workout. Like I'm not even sure if everybody does a workout at the end of theirs, but you know, in our workouts, like everybody's high-fiving each other, pushing each other. And so, you know, we have a culture in Beachbody that is truly unlike anything else. And I really want you all to experience it, because I feel like you're only robbing yourself if you're choosing not to go and not to participate in these things. Yes, it is a sacrifice. I understand that. You could be doing a million other things on a Saturday, but it's once a quarter. So it's a couple hours out of every couple months. It's not something, you know, 4 times a year, guys, couple hours, 4 times a year. So I understand sometimes there's things that come up that you know, you can't go, but if you make it a priority and plan ahead, you won't regret it. I promise you will not regret it. And so seeing Nicole go just kind of made me like relive that feeling of when I first went, and just I don't know, it's like a culture that I can't really describe. You just feel like you're home, even though you might walk in and not know anybody, or maybe you just know one person. I guarantee, you know, Nicole was there with us, but the other girl sitting on the other side was talking to her. So she could have gone alone and still had somebody that was talking to her. So we truly are a family. And so I want you all to make it a priority to get to the next one. So thank you, my dear. And let's see, we're going to have Whitney go next, Miss Arizona girl. She had Carl Deichler there. So she had, you know, just kind of an important guy. So I'm sure he has
Kind of important. Yeah. All right. So yes, we had Carl at our Super Saturday, which is so exciting. I was hoping to get more of my coaches here in Arizona to go with me, but Sobe did go. We had a lot of fun. His main message, I don't know if you've been following his little live videos on Facebook or anything. Hang on just a second. But he's been talking a lot lately about, he created these calendars for October, November, and December. And he has been telling everyone to contact 3 people every day. He says, you know, I know this is the hardest time of year. You know, it's how it is every year. He's like, every year we try to figure out, what are we doing wrong? Why is this so hard? But it's just the time of year, the holidays and everything. And he said he wants you to print out the calendars, which I just did the other day. I'm a little late on it, but I got it. And contact 3 people every day. And he said, you know, you're going to get mostly no's, which, like Amy was saying, that's just the way it is right now. He says, but you're planting a seed. You're setting yourself up for success at the beginning of the year. And, you know, even though you are getting a bunch of no's, you will get some yeses along the way, even though it's a hard time of year. And then, let's see, he said, like, you're planting a seed and they'll come to you when they're ready. After they've had all their turkey and all their Christmas dinner and everything, then they'll be like, okay, now I'm ready. And he said, if you do that, if you contact 3 new people every day for the rest of the year, you end up with like 200 to 300 new contacts of people now that know what you're doing, know that you're, you know, there to help with health and fitness, and they'll come to you when they need you. So he said, basically, you're fighting for your life now. And he said the reason why there even is a Beachbody, the reason why we're even here, why we can even do this, is because fitness and health is hard. The whole reason why Beachbody is even a company is because this time right now is hard. I mean, and fitness in general is hard all the time, but especially now. He said, you know, if it wasn't hard, then people wouldn't need fitness programs. They wouldn't need coaches. They wouldn't need help. But it is hard, and so that's why they need us. And we just have to remember that it's about helping people, meeting them where they're at, finding out what their goals are. Let's see. He said the best recruiting takes 6 months, so don't give up on people. Work with the willing. You know, if you don't want to be continually busting your butt to try to help someone who doesn't want help. You know, you can do what you can for them, but don't waste your time on someone who's, you know, not even putting forth any of the effort themselves. He also talked about stopping the negative chatter. Things like, even though it is a slow time of year, like, oh, no one's going to buy anything from me. No one's going to join my challenge group. No one's going to do this. No one's going to do that. There's power in your words. And if you're constantly saying negative things, then negative things are going to happen. And plus, when you give into the negative talk like that, it lets you off the hook. You're already thinking to yourself, well, it's not going to work. So then you feel like you don't have to work as hard because you're thinking, you know, they're not going to say yes to me anyway, so why should I bother messaging them? And he said, don't complain about it if you're not working for it, which means talking to people every single day. Let's see. He shared a quote. I don't remember who it was from, but it was, if I'm not failing, I'm not reaching my full potential. So don't be afraid of failing, because if you're not failing, basically you're not trying hard enough if you're not failing. And part of the whole reaching out to 3 people every day, you're going to be forging a habit for yourself to talk to people every day now when it's hard. So then when it comes time, when we're back into like the busy season, you've already got that habit in place and it'll be a lot easier for you. He says it's up to you to overcome the hard. If you want something to change, you have to do something different. So those were the main things I got from him. It was really awesome to have him there. It was probably the biggest Super Saturday that they've had in Phoenix because everyone was so excited that he was going to be there. But it was just really awesome. If you did not make it to Super Saturday, I strongly suggest that you get to the next one in January. I mean, not only is it good for your business, but they're just fun. I mean, it's so much fun. We did a workout at the end of ours too, and it's just, you never really fully experience like an awesome workout until you worked out with like a huge group of people. There's really nothing like it. So that's about all I have to say about that.
Awesome, Whitney. Thank you so much. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I was getting some feedback there. Yeah, so I mean, that's some powerful stuff right there. You know, going into, I'm just trying to think back when I started my first year as a coach. Truthfully, I don't even think I recognized that this was a slow time of year. And I honestly was hesitant to even say that to you guys because, as Whitney said, it's all about your mindset. And so if you're telling yourself, oh, it's such a slow time, like this is so difficult, it's going to be difficult. If you choose to just keep talking to people, to tell yourself, I'm going to be able to help 3 people this month, you will be able to. Your positivity, the way you speak to people, your confidence. Yes, you might be behind a computer screen, but I promise you, people can feel it. So there's a quote that we talked about too at leadership, and it was that you have to make the decision. You have to choose to make it the right time. So, you know, whether that's a decision about anything in your life, you know, he gave us the, Jeff Hill was talking about when they were about to move in their daughter's senior year, going from Utah to Idaho. And they decided as a family that because she would be the one that was most affected by this, he wasn't going to take the job and they weren't going to move if it wasn't okay with their daughter. And, you know, when he first brought it up to her, of course, she like cried. She's like, no, Dad, this is the worst time. Like, why do you have to do it now? Da, da, da. And so he just let it go. And he said the very next morning, she came up to him and she said, Dad, this might not be the right time for me to move, but I'm going to choose to make it the right time. And like that, like gives me chills just thinking about that, because although you might not want to do something, although something might be hard, there's never the right time to do anything. You know, there's never the right time to move. There's never the right time to have kids. There's never the right time to start a business. There's always going to be things that get in the way and that are going to tell you, no, it's not the right time, because there's never the right time. There's always other things going on. So you have to choose to make it the right time and push, your business, push your whatever it is in your life that you want to accomplish. Because if you let the world dictate, and the situations dictate your life, then you aren't even in control of your own life, and you're like a leaf in the wind. You need to take control and to choose where you are going to go. And so, in coaching, it's exactly that. Every month, every day, you choose what you're going to do. You choose if this is the right time. You choose, whatever it is. There's so many things that I could have said, well, I didn't feel like coaching was the right time for me because, a couple months into it, I got pregnant, or then we moved, or, then my kid and my husband were in the hospital, or this or that or whatever. I could have said, this isn't the right time. I'm just going to stop. But if I were to have done that, like Nicole said, once you have your momentum built up and you pull back, it's like I like to refer to it as a carousel or a merry-go-round. Is it carousel? What is the one you push? The actual one you push at the playground? What is that thing called? You know what I'm talking about? It's neither one of those. But okay, so you know what I'm talking about. They used to have them on playgrounds. They probably don't anymore because they're a danger. So, you have kids on this thing, this carousel thing, and you are the person that has to get the thing started, right? And of course, you probably had to do like a game to, the loser has to get it started because it's so hard to get the dang thing started. It's hard to get your business started. But as you start to pull and you're digging your feet in and you're like, trying to get it to go, the more speed it starts to pick up. And pretty soon it goes around without you having to do anything but just tap it. If you stop tapping that carousel, it will eventually stop and you will have to start back from the beginning, digging your feet in, trying harder than ever to get it going again. And your business is no different. You cannot say it's a hard time of year, I was doing well, but now I'm just going to hang back and we'll pick it back up in January. Because it's going to be hard. It will be so hard. And let me tell you, it will be so discouraging to see your business just go back to square one. So just because it's a hard season, look at this as a blessing, because truthfully, it should give you should have no fear. Expect people to maybe say no, but also recognize that you get an opportunity to plant 1 million seeds right now, and you will, like Whitney said, you will get yeses along the way. But come the new year, your business is just going to explode. So one thing that I just wanted to go over was, some fourth quarter wins, which is what we talked about a lot at our Super Saturday. And so, a couple of things, which is what we talked about a little bit already, was I gave you those groups that we're going to be starting up. But it was to hold new creative challenge groups. So to be able to, we're catering these challenge groups to the season. They are going to be short. They are going to be something where, we're not looking for people to lose a ton of weight. We're looking to maintain. We're going to give them, a pass to have some candy, or a pass to, enjoy the holidays, to recognize that, this isn't the time to drop 20 pounds. It's possible, yes, it'll probably be extremely hard with all the treats around, but right now it's just about health, and it's about leading by example and helping people slowly along the way. So, we'll be sharing healthy recipes geared towards Thanksgiving and then geared toward Christmas. Meal plans, we'll be sharing maybe, those everybody loves, like the pumpkin pie. I'll be sharing a healthier version. So it's very practical, short, sweet workouts, portion control. So really being smart about how you present.
Amy just got kicked off, guys.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Did you guys hear anything I said? No? Oh, gosh. All right, so where do I start? Well, with that said, okay, so we were talking about fourth quarter wins. And so some of the tips were, be holding accountability groups, holding these challenge groups that are catered toward this season. So Kyle is actually going to be hosting a crock pot one, correct? Yeah, okay. So Kyle's going to be hosting a free crock pot group. How many days is that going to be, Kyle?
Kelly and I are going to do a 7-day crock pot group.
Okay, perfect. So the biggest thing right now too, which is exactly what Kyle and Kelly are doing, is offering free, simple solutions so that they get engaged with you and start building trust in you. So offering some free recipes or free meal plans. This is the time to give tons of freemiums. Let them get a taste of what a challenge group would look like. And then also promote these challenge groups that are catered toward the season, which, as I mentioned, we're going to do that Halloween detox, and then the holiday survival guide. So both of them will be simple, short workouts. We're going to talk about, the 30-minute workouts, is very reasonable. Everybody has 30 minutes a day. We'll talk about simple, easy portion control, meal planning, healthy recipes, maybe in place of the traditional pumpkin pie or apple pie or whatever it is, just a healthier version. Just switching a couple ingredients in food makes all the world of a difference. So, we will share all that stuff. So that's what you need to be talking about right now. So, if you need to do some research, even if, let's say, for example, on your page, you share how you're getting into the holiday season, feeling, and you are making a guilt-free apple pie. Share a picture, share a short little recipe. So actually do these things now, talk about it now. It's that jab, jab, right hook, which is also a book, that you want to, so the jab, jab is giving these little tips, little hints of things. So that would be that recipe. That would be talking about how, everything pumpkin, but you are choosing to maybe create your own coffee creamer or something, a healthy version. So get creative, cater to this season, cater to what people want right now. And that will help to draw people into you. And then you do that right hook, which is that invitation piece. So that's where, you've talked a little bit about it in your posts, talked about, your healthy meal plan, or how you're so thankful that you only have to do a 25-minute workout because this time of year you have no time for more than 25 minutes. And so you've done these little posts here and there. And then you throw that hook in there, which is, like I said, that invitation of saying, this is what I'm going to be hosting, simple, quick meal plans, portion control, quick workouts. And we're going to be sharing ways to detox, ways to survive through the holiday season. That is how you should correctly run your business and promote. So we have 2 weeks for people to sign up right now about this Halloween detox. We want to get as many people knowing about this as possible. So start talking about it tonight. Reach out to your friends, reach out to people who have kids, because the children are the ones who bring in all that candy. So, talk to them about, hey, like, do you have any plans of, what do you do with all of your extra Halloween candy? Do you eat it all? Like, that's a simple, easy conversation, because, some people do get rid of it. Some people do different things. So it's a way to say, hey, like, what do you do with all this candy? Because I'm sick and tired of it sitting in my house every year. That's an easy conversation starter, which will then be able to lead into that invitation of, hey, I'm doing a detox, 21 days up into, Thanksgiving. It's not going to be anything crazy, but we'll be able to get rid of all the sugar and we'll feel great leading up into Thanksgiving. So, simple conversation starter. So we have those 2 challenge groups that I'm hosting, but you guys can run your own stuff. You can offer free meal plans, whatever. Then the second thing was own your business. Right now, which we touched on this, it can be easy to get discouraged. It can be easy to say, oh, this is a rough time of year, like, blah, 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 negativity. Get it out of your head. Just like Carl said, own your business. Even though on those days you might not feel so confident, boost that confidence, do more personal development, and stand in that mirror and tell yourself how awesome you are, because you are. Lift others up during this time. So being able to connect and lift each other up is huge, because people get down on themselves a lot right now. The holidays is a wonderful time of year, but it's also a very hard time of year. You might be going into this holiday season without a loved one. You might be going into this holiday season just remembering certain things. So with the good also comes a lot of sadness during this time. So be that go-to person where they can trust you. Maybe post more uplifting things on your page so that they say, you know what, like, this is a really difficult time for me. Thank you so much for posting that. It's a connection. It's a way to help people, because remember, guys, we're in this to help people. And that is a way to build relationships. And then, as Whitney said, talk to 3 new people a day. It should be non-negotiable. Right now, 3 people a day. It's easy. And by the end of this year, if you start today, you will have almost 300 people that you've talked to and new connections. No excuses. You do your daily posts. No excuses. You are a product of the product, because right now everybody else is saying, oh, I have no time to go to the gym. And you're going to say, woohoo, just got my 30-minute workout in. Crazy day, but I made 30 minutes. Okay? And oh yeah, that shake, that's super easy and convenient. You might not have time to make dinner, but you were able to shake up something and take it with you. Okay? And set some year-end goals. So although it's a crazy time of year, set some goals for yourself so that you can stay focused on something positive, something that's going to drive you forward. This is a big deal for coaches that really want to build a business. So all of you are on this call for a reason. So you want to build this business. You carved out time tonight, and it is 10:04 and you are still listening to me talk. So you want to do something with this. So, really, really set some goals for yourself and stay focused on them and stay positive. And I think that's kind of it that I wanted to wrap up with. Also, too, guys, just something that if you've been on my calls, I'm passionate about Shakeology. Right now, especially when everything else around you is like screaming cookies and cake and ice cream and pies and pumpkin rolls and latte, mocha, chocolate, whatever. Like, you have to be confident in Shakeology so that you can get people to understand that they need this. I just posted something in the brand new coach apprenticeship that I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's a video and a study done that people they did a study, and they didn't change anything. They didn't change their diets. They didn't change their workouts, nothing. All they did was added Shakeology into their diet a day, and incredible things happened. People's weight dropped. Their glycemic levels dropped. They stabilized their blood sugars, everything. Like that, if you don't know about Shakeology, that is some powerful stuff. So we are once again here to help people, and we have a solution. We have something that, okay, there's a million other shakes out there, but I will tell you there's nothing like Shakeology. So get to know it, because right now everybody needs to be on it, especially when everybody's diets are gone out the window. At least if they've eaten like crap all day, they know that if they have their shake, they are getting the nutrients their body needs so that they don't get sick this holiday season. Okay? So think about all these things that maybe go on usually during this season. Sickness is a huge one. But their diets stink. Their workouts go out the window. They don't have time. Think of all the problems and then create the solutions for people and be posting about that. Good stuff? All right. Does anybody have any questions or concerns or comments? No? I know we ran kind of late tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for jumping on. I hope this was helpful. If you do have any questions, concerns later on, let me know. You can post it in our group. I'll post this recording too. So if you want to go back and listen to it, then you can. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we will be having, like I said, tomorrow night, don't forget, is our coach opportunity. And then Thursday morning is our power hour. All right, so that's 6 a.m. Eastern. And I would love to see that grow. It's a really great time to devote time to your business without distractions. So I hope to see you all there. Have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you.